Today, the video I introduce you is the M1 out of the box. The list is the same as what you saw on our website, which includes some basic connections, connection with computer, network cable and serial port, etc. But other accessories need to be bought separately. You can see them in the behind video. For convenience, I disassemble the boxes and take them out to show you directly. First, take out the body of M1. It's a little bit difficult to take it out. You can call someone to help. Our power module includes a power adapter and two power cables. One of it is AC power cable, and the other one is the DC power cable. This is the appropriate frequency connector. This is emergency stop component. Cable. And the serial cable. The last one is the kit, which includes screws and utility knives. This is the mainly things that we can saw when open the box. Next, I will teach you how to connect these things together and connected it to our computer to operation M1. This is the fixture we used to fix M1. I will use it during the demonstration. First, fix it. Make sure our M1 is fixed before starting, otherwise the M1 will be fall down due to the large range moment. So the fixation is so necessary. The first is the connection of our power adapter. We need to connect these things first, then connect to the board and connect to the M1. You can see this ground, neutral, and failware. On our cable, there is a corresponding mark. We can also connect it according to its mark. We need to prepare a screwdriver in advance so that it is more convenient. We just need to fix it according to the corresponding landmark. Be sure these cables are already connected. Then start loading the other side of the cable. This cable is connected to our M1. Keep in mind that the red cable is positive. The black cable is negative. Positive and negative both has two according interface here. Choose one of them is okay. If you are not skilled enough, you can also look at the instructions. Now, connect the power cable, but do not turn on the power. We are now just connected it beforehand. Now, install the emergency stop switch. You can see that it concludes a terminal rule and a switch. The cable of the emergency stop switch is directly connected to our terminal rule, and this terminal rule needs to be connected to the socket on the back of our M1. This cable also has a corresponding mark on it. The interface of a terminal rule and the M1 rear seat connect also have corresponding marks. Let's first connect the terminal rule to the back seat. Next, according to the line label, to connect the line of the emergency stop switch from left to right. Here, we need to find a thin screwdriver. Push it in and plug it in. Remember the corresponding mark position meanwhile. The cord frequency connector, we may not use it now, but it will be used when we connect the air pump. Now, connect it to the base of M1 first. This is a point we need to take attention, is that we need to prepare a flat blade screwdriver to tighten these connections. Our power adapter and the emergency stop switch are connected now. Next, let's connect the M1 and the computer. There are two ways to connection we can choose. One of them is the network cable connection. The other is the serial port connection. The serial port connection also has a corresponding line labeled to Earth to connect it with the base. Remind the corresponding marks when you connect the cable. Now, let's reconnect computer with the serial port first. Now, our power supply, emergency stop switch, and the serial cable has been connected. So that we can connect the M1 with the computer after power on and use the software to control the robotic arm. Power on the M1. Note that we have to make sure the cables has been connected right and the fixation already. Then you can turn on the switch button on behind. The status indicators of M1 will display yellow when the M1 is turned on. Then it will turn to green from yellow, which means that the M1 has been successfully opened. The status indicator will show red sometimes because of the limited position of M1. Originally, the z-axis of M1 may be too low, so it will cause the limit and the indicator will bright red. Because we have connected the power and the serial cable, so we can use the software to clean the red arm. Now, let's show you how to operate the software. You can see this area in the upper left corner. Have a connected button. Here is the connection button and the port number of the M1 serial port. Click the connection button to connect. After connected, it will appear a red alarm. Open it to see the report. It demonstrates that the joint 3 has reached the limit area. This is what we just mentioned, that the axis drops too much when it stalks out. We can clean the alarm message by raising the z-axis. Here you can operate the z-axis upward and the alarm will be cleaned during this process. Now it has been cleaned. Why do we have a serial port connection and a network port? Let's explain here. The offline operation cannot be opened under the serial port connection, so we need to operate it by network cable connection. Next, I will show you how to connect with the network cable. I will disconnect it now. The network cable is also a cable of our configuration when stock out, which is connected to the M1 rear seat directly. Open M1 Studio after connected M1 with the computer by network cable. Now we can see at the top left corner. Here is no M1 IP and port number. This situation will appear is maybe that our computer IP and M1 are not on a network segment. All the versions requires a router or we change the IP manually. It is unnecessary for the current version machine because we have been upgraded the firmware and the software. Click First Configuration IP under Tools, drop-down menu on Software to configure IP forcibly, so that our robotic arm and computer can be connected on the same network segment. Now we start to connect it. Click Connect button. Now we have been connected it. No alarm appears here. It is because we just cleaned it where we use serial port connection method. Now you can see that I can control the M1 to make it swing. Now we have successfully connected M1 with the computer by network cable. Offline management cannot be opened when we use serial port connection. But now, under the network cable connection, it can be opened. This cable exists in the old version. Reserved port has been updated. Now, the serial connection method can be plugged directly into here to connect to the computer, and also can be plugged in here to connect it to the computer. Two connection methods.